Bandwidth for First Updates Now is supported by AndyMark. Are you competition ready? Go to andymark.com and keep your team inspired. And by the Blue Alliance. Keep up to date on all live and archived First Robotics events and team stats at thebluealliance.com. First Updates Now is brought to you by viewers like you. Fun relies on the generous support of our fans in order to continue to keep creating content. Please consider donating, giving bits, or subscribing. Subscribe for a few bucks a month or for free through Twitch Prime. And don't forget that our subscribers get 5x chance to win on all giveaways.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another installment of Best of the West. With California, the PNW, and more events across the West heating up, and more teams getting their second and third plays, we're really starting to see Power Up being played to a higher and higher level. We're going to break down all of the Week 3 action, check out the top 10 teams in the West, and look forward to Week 4 all tonight on this week's show. Reporting for First Updates Now, I'm Clint Ott.
I'm Andrew Lawrence.
And I'm Aiden Ferrer.
Nice mute job, Andrew. All right, guys. So Week 3, we had a couple PNW events and some midweek action up in Canada. Let's go ahead and kick it up to the PNW Sundome District event. Up in Yakima, Washington, we had the PNW Sundome District event go down after a great run at their first event. Team 2811, the Stormbots, would make another strong showing at Sundome, securing the top spot with a perfect 12-0 quals run. They picked up Mount Vernon standout 13-18, the Issaquah Robotics Society, and 35-75, the Okanagan FFA. God, I love the names up in the PNW. Continuing their slow and steady approach to scale scoring, the number 1 Alliance was able to march through the quarterfinals and semifinals. They'd go on to meet the number 2 Alliance of 37-11, 40-61, and 29-15. It was a lot more of the same from the Red Alliance to win the finals in 2 matches, 405-185 and 388-187. Team 2944, the Titanium Tigers, went home with the District Engineering Inspiration Award, and 1318 doubled up their banner count on the weekend by grabbing that gold cling bling with the DCA.
All right, when it comes to the long-standing LA Regional, affectionately known as the Spring Classic, we headed up to one of the most sizable regionals in 2018. We had 54 teams down in crowded Pomona and fought it out for the battle of the best in the Southwest. 5802 took a powerful lead and secured the number 1 seed, picking 330 and 2584. They took a commanding set of wins in the limbs and faced off against the number 3 Alliance, headed up by Team 5818, Riviera Robotics. And their alliance partners 968 and 980 in the finals. The number 1 Alliance took the win in the best of 3 finals after strong showings from both alliances. At the end of the day, event finalist 980 took home Regional Chairman's Award, and 968 earned the Engineering Inspiration Award.
Moving on over to San Francisco, we saw 43 teams in the Battle of the Bay, and boy, was it one for the ages. The eliminations bracket saw quite a few milestones for many teams. 973, the Greybots, took the first seed for the first time at a regional in their history. 5026, the Iron Panthers, made it as a captain for the first time. San Francisco native 6418, the Misfits, became captains of the 6th Alliance, the second time they've captained in their 2-year history. 4159 became captains of the 7th Alliance. The last time they were captains was in 2014 at Davis Regional. So in the eliminations bracket, 973 picked up 971 as their partners and did not have a third bot in mind when asked at the end of their draft. When the audience was asked who they wanted to see play by the legendary MC Nick Hamas, the entire arena started screaming for 972. So there we had it. San Francisco 971, 2, 3 finally got together. Crowd was erupting, and you know good things are going to happen. Quarterfinal matches were nearly a full sweep by the Red Alliances, except for the 3v6 match number 2, in which the 6th Alliance took it to 3 games. The first seed of 971-23 took on the second seed of 604, 2383, and Team 100, and won in only 2 matches. Every team in the finals went to champs, however, as 2383 the Ninjineers had already qualified at Palmetto, and 604 Quicksilver and 100 the Wild Hats were granted wild cards. 2854 the Prototypes won Engineering Inspiration for the first time, and 3880 Tiki Techs went home with the Regional Chairman's Award. Congratulations to Team 7137 Project 212 Warriors for their Rookie All-Star Award. I'd also like to congratulate San Francisco teams 5507 for making it to the semifinals for the first time, and 5700 for taking the Excellence in Engineering Award. They're a bunch of art students working out of a garage, but man, did they make a crazy machine this year.
Awesome. That's awesome. Good for them. All right, so we're going to make the trip back up north towards the PNW again. The PNW Auburn event had some of the big PNW names going into it, with Skunkworks and Bare Metal. Many, including myself, thought one of them might step up and take the top spot, but it was 5803 Apex Robotics keeping their strong season going, sliding into the first Alliance captain position. After an interesting Alliance selection, including, I think, 3 declines, they picked up 1983 Skunkworks Robotic and 2907 Line Robotics. After a quick scare in quarterfinal 1, avoided narrowly due to a dead blue robot in the platform zone, granting them 2 free climbs, the top seed Alliance moved through the semis and into the finals, where they would face the number 2 Alliance captain by 2046. After declining an invitation from 5803, Bare Metal picked up 2557 the Sodabots and 3049 Bremertron. The 2 alliances put on a hell of a show, taking the finals to 3 matches, but it was the number 1 alliance that was able to hold on and secure the W. 2557, the Sodabots didn't walk home empty-handed, though. They went home with the District Chairman's Award and that silver gold cling bling. Congratulations also go out to 4131, the Iron Patriots, for grabbing the District EI Award.
And in farther north, Canadian Pacific, actually, we had 32 teams traveling to the inaugural Canadian Pacific Regional, where 1241 Theory 6 picked up the first seed, taking along teams 6390 and 7173 for the first alliance. 4627 took the second seed, picking up 7190 and 5078. The 2 teams went head-to-head in the finals. Match 1 was a 453 to 224 in favor of the Red Alliance, and match number 2 is 414 to 196, also in favor of Red. So congrats to 1241, 6390, and 7173 for taking.
All right. So while we wait for Aiden to get back, the Canadian Pacific, 6390 ended up with a double cling bling of winners medals and engineering inspiration. And 1868, the Space Cookies, took home that Regional Chairman's Award. So congrats to them, as well as 7287 for winning the Rookie All-Star Award. All right. So, Andrew, since it's just us two, let's go into the top 10 Western teams of the week. Yeah. Every week, if you're not familiar with this show, people around the FRC community vote for the FRC Top 25. And every week on our show, we're going to be checking out the top 10 robots from the Western region. So let's get it started with number 10. That was 972 Iron Claw, that 24th robot at San Francisco. Making it into the 9 spot was the Stormbots, 2811. The Los Stemeteros was 5802, made it into number 8. Quicksilver, 604, into number 7. Apex Robotics from the PNW, 5803, made it into the 6th spot. Also from the PNW, Skunkworks in 5, Bare Metal in 4. And then 3 Californians rounded out the top 10 with the Beach Bots, 330, Spartan Robotics, 971, and 973, the Gray Bots. Not super surprised, I guess, to see a lot of California teams in there. First of all, they make up a major portion of our Western region, and they have the name recognition a lot of the time. So what do you think about this top 10 list, Andrew?
I think it's a pretty fine top 10 list. Like you said, top 3 California teams. I think that's mostly because the first weekend where we had 2 California events, a NorCal and a SoCal event running at the same time, SF was definitely drawing in views. I know the webcast had a lot to say about it. So was Los Angeles. As for the rest of it, though, what I'm really excited to see, which, rare for me, more excited to see than the California teams, is the PNW representation right here.
Yeah, let's get it.
Dub. I can't say that actually. We lost to them in the finals last year. So, anyways, So
Yeah.
we have Bare Metal. They're doing great this past weekend. Skunkworks doing amazingly. Really just carrying PNW right now are these two teams. And I know everyone in PNW is doing great, but Bare Metal and Skunkworks are probably two of my favorites so far. And that's
I'm a big fan of Apex. With the win this week, they were finalists at their first event. They're definitely going to be favorites going into their next event next week. So there's lots of great Pacific Northwest teams. I think they're going to have a great year this year. They're definitely, building their programs up and doing a lot of good things.
Mm-hmm.
So, all these guys have been doing really well. A lot of the teams on here have at least won an event this year. What kind of alliances are they putting together to make them successful? And what are some other teams not doing that could make them more successful going forward?
So, I've been thinking a lot about alliances recently and what would make the perfect alliance. Because last year was pretty common where you'd have, at the regional level, a shooter picking the best gear bot, right? We saw that at... Oh, hello?
Did I make it back?
Oh, guess who's back?
Oh,
right.
He's back like he never left.
I never left.
All right.
Oh.
So anyways, last year we thought SVR, Team 254, picked, instead of the second best fuel bot, they picked 604, the best gear bot. And that's what I really expected seeing going into this game. I expected seeing a lot of the most common meta for alliance selections would be a strong scale bot seeding first and picking the next best switch bot. And in some ways, we're seeing that happen a lot. In a lot of ways, we're not, which is taking me by surprise, but it makes sense now that I see it more. So I'll take an example would be San Francisco this last weekend. 973 picking 971. Two phenomenal robots for sure. But when it comes down to it, why do you pick another scale bot when you're already a great scale bot? And I think, and I don't have any information from either of the team scouters, but I think it really comes down to is who do you not want to face off against? Because most scale robots can do a switch job pretty well. And if you can eliminate the only other scale bot in the competition that's really giving you trouble or matching you in terms of scale performance, then having that second scale bot in your alliance would be super advantageous compared to just picking the next best switch bot.
So you think some of them are more defensive picks than primarily offensive picks?
For sure.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know any. I'm just using SF as an example of what I saw.
Right.
I agree with that. Actually, I was hearing quite a bit of people thinking that the same thing was going to happen. People were saying 50-26 or 971, or even 23-83 was going to be the pick for 973, just because they don't want to go up against them, and that's kind of how it turned out. I think the difference between this and Steamworks, though, is if you're a scale bot, you still have a lot of potential to do the switch for the most part, unless you're making two different subsystems, but in Steamworks, right? If you're a dedicated gear bot, you're not doing fuel, and if you're a fuel bot, you're not doing gears well for the majority, because a lot of fuel bots were doing the passive outtake and intake, so that requires a lot of time in the cycle to do the human player station. So in that case, specialization was more effective. But here we're seeing a lot of switch bots a lot of scale bots that can do switch really effectively because it's just a shorter version of what they normally do.
What I did see, though, on that topic, a robot that did, eliminate that rule, so to speak, went around it, is 5499 this weekend at SF. I'd say they're probably playing as a switch bot better than most scale bots could play as switch bots. Just simple robot design, really effective. It's literally just last year's robot with the arm flipped the other way. It's beautiful. I love it. And if you're watching, even they were out switching 973 in matches. It was great.
Well, yeah, if you think about it from a season perspective, if you choose to just go after the switch and the exchange, you get to put a lot more of your resources behind, collection prototyping and, just keeping your robot light and fast and things like that. So,
yep.
All right. Well, so hopefully we see a little bit more of the alliances kind of play out as we move closer and closer to district championships and the Houston and Detroit championships. But let's go ahead and look at what we've got coming into week 4 here. So up in the Pacific Northwest to kick it off, we had the West Valley District event. We'll see teams battle it out in West Valley. Standouts going into the event have got to be the Auburn champs and Clackamas finalists, 5803 with that sweet horizontal intake and their scale shooting. Joining them at the shooting range is definitely going to be 2990, finalists at Wilsonville earlier this year. Placing a little bit more gingerly on the scale is going to be teams 2147 and 4980. And back to the switch specialists, 5920 and 4061 are sure to join the fray. 5803 finalists already, winners already. I'd be surprised if I didn't see them up on the podium this weekend for sure.
Also in PNW this weekend, we have the Glacier Peak event in Snohomish, Washington. After competing last weekend, 1983 Skunkworks is going to be pushing for back-to-back wins. Standing in their way, or more likely swerving around them, will be 2910, who came out on top in Mount Vernon, has shown to be one of the most effective scale bots in the PNW. Making the trip up from Oregon, 4488 Shockwave looks to get their season back on track after an early exit in Wilsonville. One of the few teams yet to play this year, 492 Titan Robotics Club, will be looking for the back-to-back wins at Glacier Peak, but with a field this deep, it'll definitely be a tough first event of the season.
And just like that, in less than 30 hours, my boy Lee and I will be driving down the PCH, hoping not to get stopped by the CHP on the way to the Orange County Regional. Definitely the most awaited event in the UC Irvine campus. Zot, zot, zot.
Zot, zot, zot.
This fruit-focused phantasma of fun will feature a variety of teams from across the state of California, as well as 2 visitors from Chile. Coming out the gate strong will be the hometown heroes, Team 3476 Code Orange. After experiencing the firepower of double-turreted shooters last year, Code Orange is coming in strong with a double-turreted elevator for maximum cube manipulation. Their friends 3309, the Friar Bots, will also be competing this weekend, sporting some competitive improvements from their showing 2 weeks ago at Arizona North. More teams to look out for include 294, 1836, 4276, 5802, and Team 6220, the Meme Team. Though I fully expect that Black Horse Team 5810 will catch a lot of unexpected attention.
Over in Hawaii, we're going to have a whole lot of diverse groups of teams from the Pacific. We've got people representing Hawaii. We got people representing California. We got people representing Taipei. We got 2 teams from Japan. We also got teams from Michigan. We'll be seeing the Michigan triplets of 288, the Robodogs, 216, more Robodogs, and 244, Robodogs 3D. Island powerhouses, Hawaiian Kids, Kikamana, and Team Magma will be representing their state. And we'll actually be seeing foreign teams from Japan like 5701, that's the Indigo Ninjas, as well as newest rookies on the scene, 6909, Sakura Tempesta from Chiba, Japan. So a lot of good teams out here. I think we have only 3 rookies, so Rookie All-Star could go to, 1-3 people. And those 3 rookies are 6704 Mid-Pacific Owl Robotics from Honolulu, 6909 again, and 7069 Taipei 101 from, you guessed it, Taipei. So lots of awesome teams out here. I kind of want to see Rookie All-Star go to 6909 because they've been doing a lot to represent First Japan and really improve that from what I've been seeing. So go check them out. Can we talk about Sacramento?
Oh, yeah.
That one's going to be good.
I was muted. I'm sorry. So the Sacramento Regional, which is never actually in Sacramento, it's in Davis, California, is one of the long-standing NorCal events. It's usually referred to as Stackramento, and this year will showcase Davis hometown team 1678 heading into their second event of the season. With a new intake and perfected auto modes, the Citrus Circuits are looking to earn a number 1 seed yet again on their home turf. Challenging them for that top seed, though, will be their friends 1323 Madtown Robotics. The Madera-based powerhouse is going to be swerving circles around their opponents as they show off their 8+ weeks of drive practice and iteration. They're sporting a creative and competitive climb and some pretty crazy autonomous modes. No doubt these 2 will be leading the battle for first place, but we can't forget teams like 1671, the Buchanan Birdbrains, 100, the Wild Hats, 701, the RoboVikes, and 1072, Harka Robotics, all looking to fill those top seeds in alliance positions.
All right. We got some stacked events this weekend, guys. But in my opinion, the most stacked event of them all, and the one to watch this week in the West, has got to be the Colorado Regional. With teams from Colorado collectively having arguably their best season in recent history, out-of-state teams who generally do very well at this event will have to work harder than ever to take home some of those blue banners. 1339, 1410, 2996, 4944 all had great showings in Utah. 4388 and 4499 both played well at Heartland, and 1619 performed decently at Hub City. But even though it's going to be harder than ever, there's more firepower than ever coming into the Colorado Regional. Top seeds and finalists at the Heartland Regional, 1730 Team Driven, had an undefeated run in qualifications. They're coming over from Missouri. Last year's Houston champs and finalists at AZ North this year after being picked up by 2122. Team 1011, Crush, they're coming up from Tucson. And then there's the Texas Invasion of 118, 148, 2848, 30-5, 4641, and 5414, all making the haul up from the great state to Denver at the Ritchie Center. All this talent coming into the event. There's no less than 9 possible wildcard generators. Not everyone's going to walk home with a banner this weekend, but I'll be surprised if everyone in the finals doesn't punch their ticket to champs. All right, so we've got one last event in the West this weekend, and we're going to let the hero behind the scenes, Tyler Olds, who's also emceeing the event, take over the preview for this one.
So I figured that'd be a good segue, right, to get into the event. So Las Vegas, absolutely phenomenal group of teams that we're going to be seeing here. 43 teams, a little bit smaller for Las Vegas than we've seen some other years. And with Colorado siphoning off some of the Las Vegas teams that usually attended and some other weird ones coming up, we're going to still see some great events coming up. I really want to pay a lot of attention to the team right here. 842 Falcon Robotics, pairing up at the Arizona North Regional and absolutely dominating their performance. And I can't wait to see the abilities that they're going to bring. Looking to them taking the number 1 seed at this event. Of course, you can't deny 987, the High Rollers, who kept improving as they went through their last event at Arizona North. I think a little bit less than what they were expecting for originally, but they're a team you can never overshadow, you can never count out, and I actually look forward to these two teams potentially pairing up to get a great shot in the finals. A couple other big shout-outs here. We have the Warlords, 2485, already have their chairman's ticket punch, which is going to actually open it up for a lot of other teams as they won at the Las Vegas Regional last year. Some other notables to shout out, 399, Eagle Robotics, winners at the Utah Regional already this year, are going to put up a big fight to take some of those RPs as well. So I'm really looking forward to being there. We also have Team 4 Element, Bionic Bulldogs, Nerd Herd, and a bunch of other great teams that are making a huge impact. And if you're at the Las Vegas event, come by and say hi. Love to talk to you guys and love to hear about who you think will take this event, and give me some more insight so I can know more about the teams in your area.
All right, Tyler. Hey, thanks for jumping in, man. He's always well versed on the teams he's going to be emceeing. He does a great job, even if he does wear shorts. But I think that's all we have time for tonight, guys. So thanks to everyone for hanging out with us. If you want more First Robotics in your life and like what we do, all we ask is you let others know about this show. If you got a few bucks to support the stream, we appreciate it. But if not, we totally understand and are stoked to have you here. On behalf of myself, Andrew, Aiden for part of the time, and our producer Tyler. And thanks for tuning in, and we'd like to thank all the moderators in the chat. We'll talk to you next Monday on Best of the West.